I wanted to show you how I do helix knitting in the round on DPNs. So I've got my DPNs here, I've got my one color here, and I've got my second color here. So you might notice these, they're familiar from my twist and turn sock. So anyway, so we're going to get started. So the first thing we're going to do is at the beginning of our round with our main color, I say cuff color, but that's, and we are going to knit across 2 needles. Always so much fun trying to look through your phone. If I'm knitting, then you have the opportunity to knit along with me. Okay, so there's 1 needle like that, and now I'm going to knit across the next needle with my main color, or the color that you use for your cuff. Actually, I should just say main color, because you could actually knit your cuff with a totally different color and then have 2 colors for your helix. So using your main color, knit across the first 2 needles. It's a beautiful day today. Sunshine. It is, what time is it? 10 to 9 here. Okay, so we've knit across 2 needles. Now we're going to drop that yarn, and we're going to go back to the beginning of our round, which is right here on this needle, and we're going to grab our next color. And now we are going to knit across 1 needle. Hang on a second. I'm looking through my camera. 1 second here. Put that on. There we go. And drop the tail. And we're going to knit across 1 needle of stitches. The sun is starting to come around in my frame here. Okay, let me adjust my phone here so that we can kind of get out of the sun. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we finish that needle. We're going to go forward to our main, or not main color, yeah, main color, sorry. And we are now going to knit across this needle. Okay, so we've knit across those stitches. So now what you're going to do is you're going to rotate your knitting. You're going to go back 1 and back 2. So you're here. And now what you're going to do is you're going to knit across these stitches. So after I do this a couple of times, you're probably going to see the rhythm that happens. So now I'm going to knit across these stitches, pulling snug so I don't get any ladders. Okay, so we've knit across that needle. Now I'm just going to pan out here a little bit so that you can get a better visual view of what's going on. So we've finished that needle and now we're going to go forward. We got to go forward 1 and get this out of the way, and 2. So now we're back here. So what you'll notice is that you are, where you could go wrong is that you could knit this one and then without thinking knit this needle as well. But what you'll see will happen is you will then end up with 2 colors right on top of each other, and that's not what you want. You always want to have your main color 1 needle ahead of your contrast color. So here's a good visual. So we've got our main color down here. Let me get rid of that. That's gonna mess everything up. Let's get rid of that tail. Come on. There we go. It's still hanging out. Goodness gracious. There. Okay, so here's a good visual. So you're using 4 DPNs, 2 colors, and we've just finished with our contrast here. And our, so here's a good visual. We just finished with our main color here on this needle. And now we need to go and knit with our contrast. So we'll go back to this needle and we will knit across these stitches. And then we'll turn our work to here and knit across these stitches. So you always want to be one needle of stitches away from your work, or what's going to happen is you're going to end up with your two colors right on top of each other, and that's where pulling on the stitches isn't going to work. So I hope that helped, and give it a try. And if you have any questions, you can ask me at another knit night. So take care. Bye-bye.